Throughout the decade, many places undergo many physical changes. These changes are also evident in public egotism. Texas is a state that has unique pride in comparison to other states. How has Texan pride changed over the years? In other words, how has history leading up to today affected public culture as a whole? And what better way to look at the moods of the time than by analyzing popular sayings? I will draw parallels between three popular sayings: keep Austin weird, remember the Alamo, and everything is bigger in Texas. First, I will talk about remember the Alamo. Before we can remember the Alamo, we have to look at what happened. The Battle of the Alamo was a brutal slaughter of Texans in a fight for independence from Mexican rule. 200 people were defending against the attack, with names such as James Bowie, William B. Travis, and Davy Crockett stationed there. The siege lasted 12 days, with Mexican forces greatly outnumbering the defenders. With the Mexican General Santa Anna saying no prisoners would be taken, Texans could have simply surrendered without any loss of life. But the Texans were resolved to give their lives for freedom. It is estimated that the Mexican army lost anywhere between 600 and 1,600 men, at least according to History.com. With such a noble stand that rivals the Battle of Thermopylae, the 300 Spartans were slaughtered to defend against the incoming Persian army. It's easy to understand why the armies of Texas got a second wind. The Battle of the Alamo became a symbol of heroic resistance, a quote from the History.com article. In the very next battle, the Battle of San Jacinto, General Houston's forces of 800 attacked, shouting "Remember the Alamo" at the 1,500 enemy troops in front of them. With the victory, Texas finally got the independence it wanted. Now for the second quote, keep Austin weird. Most cities have a motto, and one stands out more than the rest. The origins of Keep Austin Weird started when a man named Wasnick called a radio station to make a donation. When asked why, he replied, "It helps keep Austin weird." The radio station then began using this as their slogan, and more businesses began to take notice. Eventually, the saying became synonymous with small businesses. Keep Austin Weird and support for local businesses were intertwined. A blog about Austin mentions places such as Hope Gallery and Chicken Shit Bingo as unique and weird. My third and final quote is "Everything is bigger in Texas." Most people attribute the origin of "everything is bigger in Texas" to be connected with the geographical size of Texas. Another take on this saying is the impact industrialization has had on Texas's economy. Cattle, oil, and cotton have been, and likely will always be, the main export of Texas. We can see the pride in this saying, and in the AIA Dallas blog written by Gerald Moorhead points out, no aspect of Texas heritage has been more richly, dubiously, and creatively interpreted than the cowboy. The cowboy is a larger-than-life reality exalted into a myth of legend. It's easy to see why current Texans have a lot of pride in being a part of the state. Texas was its own country for 10 years before joining the United States. We can see this pride even today in modern times, adding to the culture. We can look at the modern day as the beautiful mixing of culture and way of life, making life more vibrant, with the saying "Keep Austin Weird." The theme of pride and patriotic ego is prevalent in "Everything is Bigger in Texas" and "Remember the Alamo." A lot of Texans have a rough and tough lifestyle and enjoy the simple struggle to grow inside as a person, like the Cowboys. The Alamo is a Texan's remembrance to keep on trucking. One thing is for sure, Texans are just built differently.